Yeah. Chillin' with my kids, count cake. We done made it from the apartments to the house to the lake. God is all of my plans, that's the walk through. God is all of my Chillin' with my kids, count cake. We done made it from the apartments to the house to the lake. God is all of my plans, that's the walk through. God is all of my plans.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Talk That Talk. I'm your host, iBionicBrooks. I'm here with the famous That Fly Guy Ty,
Yes, sir.
or Coach Ty, whatever y'all prefer. We're coming to y'all live from the office. Podcast episode 5 coming to you live. We got a lot to cover. You know, so much has been happening. We're talking Summer League.
Oh, yeah.
We're talking NBA draft.
Yeah.
We're talking just anything and everything basketball today. So first I wanted to start off with the draft, but before we get to that, just wanted to check in. How's everybody doing? How's everything going? Ty, how's everything on your end, bro?
Man, everything is everything, man. Just finished another camp, UCLA. Definitely a vibe. Definitely was nice to get back to the place where everything all started. That was my first summer camp that I did. That kind of led to doors opening everywhere else for training and getting involved elsewhere. So it was good to get back to those stomping grounds. See my guy Doug the Plug, man. I appreciate you. Shout him out, man. He's the head of men's basketball there at UCLA.
So Doug the Plug, that's what you call him?
Doug the Plug. I call him the Plug.
Okay, but tell us a little bit more about Doug.
He had the director of men's basketball there. He's been there, man, ages. He's been there, 35 years now, 35 plus years.
Oh, wow.
Day-to-day operations. He runs the basketball camp. He runs kind of everything that deals with basketball from logistics all the way down. He's got his hands in it, tied in. So, yeah, really great guy to know, for sure.
Good dude.
How about yourself, man? How have things been going?
Hey, man, y'all know how it go, man. Things are good. I can't complain, and if I did, it wouldn't help.
I hear that.
And who would listen anyway? But things are good, man. I've been staying busy, staying active, getting back to the grind. I got some huge announcements that I want to be able to make. I don't know if I can necessarily say anything right now. It's under embargo, but I definitely landed the biggest contract of my career, which is huge. Appreciate it. Appreciate y'all. Can't do it without y'all support. So a lot of this content is going to be living on a lot of different platforms. And now we basically just got greenlit to be able to do season 2 of Bionic Battlegrounds, which is really exciting.
That's huge.
Which also, as a result, we got greenlit. We got the green light to do the podcast for season 2 as well. So we're going to be bringing more podcast episodes to y'all real soon. More Bionic Battlegrounds. We're going to be taking it to different cities. And we're going to actually do some casting for season 2. So I'm excited to get that out there, see what type of talent's out there. So if you guys want to be a part of anything that I'm doing, stay on the lookout. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, comment on this post here. If you guys want to be a part of some of the things we have going on, if you want to be featured on the podcast, if you want to be a part of Bionic Battlegrounds, anything like that, make sure y'all get in touch with us, reach out. We got a lot of fun things that we're doing. Personally, myself, I'm trying to get back in the gym. I told y'all already, I'm trying to really work on, getting back into my prime form. This is not my final form. We're trying to get back to some Breakfast Club. And if you guys have been a follower and a supporter for a long time, Breakfast Club, we really get down. We really get
after it.
So I'm going to bring a lot more of that workout content to y'all. So y'all can really see what goes into being an elite athlete. So me, my guy, Coach Ty, who's going to be coaching me through a lot of this process and getting back on the court, doing a lot of things, taking this a little bit more serious, coming out of retirement. Because your boy, man, I ain't going to lie to you, bro. I've been back, eating good, all that stuff, chilling, not really focused on that. I used to have big dreams of playing in the NBA. I used to, have goals of being one of those guys that my name was called on draft night. And, leading into this, I didn't necessarily have that goal anymore. I'm a little bit older now, things are a little different.
Right.
As I mentioned, I landed the biggest contract of my career, so necessarily don't really want to go to the G League right now to make that type of money where I can, I can make a good living doing what I'm doing for y'all now. And again, thank you for all y'all support. Noticing my content. If you've been a loyal supporter for a while now, I'm extremely grateful for you and your support and everything that you're doing. But I had big dreams of being drafted, and I wanted to be one of those players that was ultimately going to get my name called on draft night. But I've been able to work with and, be in partnership with the NBA for so long. I've been able to see firsthand some of the growth of some of these players and see some of these players get drafted on draft night. And, that brings me to, today's topic, the NBA draft. And, like, who were the biggest winners and losers from the NBA draft, in your opinion?
Man, biggest winners, man. The biggest winners or biggest winner would have to be the country of France, if you ask me, in my eyes. Having 3 guys get drafted in the first round, that's huge for them. Definitely stake their claim and put a flag down. That's big, for the league.
That's huge.
Overseas players, coming and taking first round spots and looking to make huge impacts. So I think the biggest winners of the draft would have to be France, and then the biggest losers, man, don't hate me, man, but the biggest losers, man, I would have to say would be the Lakers, man.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. I'm gonna hold on to why that's your answer. I'm going to hold on to that. I'm going to hold off on that. So you said the biggest winner is the country of France.
I would think it would be the country of France.
Biggest loser, the Lakers. So who do y'all think were the biggest winners and losers from the NBA draft? In my opinion, I would have to go with, like, the biggest winner by far, in my opinion, is the Memphis Grizzlies. The reason why I say the Memphis Grizzlies are the winners in this draft is you have a team that's already put together, right? You have a team that, has done some great things, and John Morant hasn't been on the floor for a lot of the time, last season. So he's going to get back on the floor. He's going to play with his team. He's going to make that much of a difference. It's amazing to see how much people have forgotten about John Morant. This new rise of Anthony Edwards, who is the new face in the NBA. I saw those guys like hand in hand at first. Like John Morant had the opportunity to be what Anthony Edwards is right now. Like, he was Nike's premier athlete. He had his own signature shoe. He was the face of the league. He had commercials with Powerade. He had everything. He had the league at the palm of his hands.
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately, because of how things kind of went in the direction off the court, the league couldn't get behind him anymore, and they couldn't make him that marquee name and face. But kids love him.
I was just about to say, these kids
love John Morant.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And that's one of the biggest things. And you also notice things like Jaylen Brown. He's also the same type of player to where you could put something behind him. Yeah. But because of his stances off the court and things that he says, like, the league doesn't fully get behind players like him, Kyrie Irving, another one, and then John Morant falls into that same type of category. You know what I mean? Like, the type of people who don't fall into that, what should I say, that political correctness?
I was going to say that mold.
You know what I mean? And maybe it's the mold, but they all come from different molds. They all come from different backgrounds. So it's like, I just feel like it comes from, like, playing that game and wanting to be politically correct and playing into the hands of, some of the stakeholders, maybe in the NBA or some of these bigger companies. So I would have to say, Memphis Grizzlies, biggest winner. You add a piece like Zach Edey. You add a piece like that to the team that's already constructed. You lost Steven Adams, knowing that you're going to be able to hopefully get somebody just like Steven Adams,
a little younger,
just taller, a little younger and taller. Like, you can't lose, and then you're gonna have your whole roster back together. So it's gonna be a great thing to see from that team. I like what I've seen from Zach Edey. His odds, as we've seen him in the summer league, he's jumped up the rookie of the year race right now. He's looking really good. His efficiency, his ability to rebound the basketball. I watched the game the other day. He got a game winning or tying tip in, and you know what I mean? Like,
that one.
Yeah, come on now. Like, this guy is ultimately gonna make a difference in the league. And if you're playing next to a guy like Triple J,
yes, sir,
you know what I mean, who is also going to do a lot on the defensive end, that's going to be tough to score around.
Yeah,
like,
it is.
That's going to be really, really hard to do. So those are my biggest winners. The biggest loser is a little bit harder for me. The biggest loser in this year's draft, in my eyes, this draft wasn't filled with a lot of franchise-changing potential or franchise-changing players, right? None of these players are going to come in right away and just completely be a franchise cornerstone and change the trajectory of your franchise.
Agreed.
That's my stance on it. I feel like some of these guys can make big impacts later on in their career, maybe 4 to 6 years down the pathway, but not right out the gate, right? So the biggest loser would have to be a team like will have to be a team like, what was it, the Hawks? They got Sarr?
Yep, Sarr and
Richard Zachary Richard or something. Richard something like that. So in my eyes, the biggest losers is a team like who had the first pick, who had the second pick in this year's draft, because you would love to be number one, number two in this year's draft because you think you're going to get a franchise-changing player.
Yeah.
Nobody in this draft got a franchise-changing player.
Right.
So the biggest loser, in my eyes, will have to be the team who had the best odds to get the best player.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Kind of just lose your first round.
Yeah, you look for what? You know what I mean? Are you going to take again the next year to get Cooper Flag? And what's the odds of you being able to get Cooper Flag? What's your chances of, if you're the lowest team in the league, that you're going to get that number one pick?
Yeah.
That's why you're the biggest loser. You came 1 year too soon.
That is true.
That's really what happened. 1 year too soon.
And did they trade for that pick, for the first and second round picks, or were they up?
I think the first pick they got, and then the second pick they might have made some moves for. I'm not sure. Don't correct me if I'm wrong. Go ahead and drop the comment below. Let us know how that necessarily played out. Those have to be my winners and losers. One thing I do want to spread light on a little bit more that I saw from the draft is Rob Dillingham.
Man.
Let's touch on that a little bit, man. Like,
huge.
Rob Dillingham, being the player that he is, he had probably one of the biggest followings in the draft. He's one of those guys to where kids love him. He's got a lot of game. He's a great player. Played for Overtime Elite. Then went on to play for Kentucky. Coming off the bench. Reminded me of a player like Devin Booker when he played for Kentucky. He came off the bench, played a role. But what do you think about the Spurs' decision to trade Rob Dillingham?
Man, I think anybody's at a loss when you lose a Rob Dillingham, man. Great shot creator. He's one of the best in the business for sure. I'm hoping he's able to bring that same brand to the NBA. I think the Spurs, the question is like, right, do they really need him? Do they really, really need him? Or are they able to just kind of just continue to nurture Wemby and continue to let him dominate and lead the charge there? With a player like Rob coming over, definitely being that dynamic shot creator and, dynamic scoring downhill guy. I think he could have been effective in both places. But I think that is kind of a little bit of a thorn, a little bit of a loss for the Spurs. They obviously see something about the trade and see something about Wemby that they're like, we're going to keep going in this direction.
I definitely hear you. I mean, when we talk about whether it was a smart decision to trade Rob Dillingham on draft night or not, there's a lot to be said with that. It's a lot to unpack. It's a very complex situation, if you ask me. When you really look at it and you think about the trajectory for Wemby, the path that he has to be the best player that he can be, I think one of the biggest things that the Spurs have been focused on around Wemby is being able to have a taller lineup around him and have a lineup that's going to be versatile enough defensively, offensively, to be able to change different things. I think that's one of the biggest reasons why they got, correct me if I'm wrong, Stephon Castle. I think that was their first pick initially in the draft. They got him before they drafted Rob Dillingham. So they wanted a little bit of a bigger guard with size that can defend, that could, create shots for others and not going to take away shots from others.
Exactly.
Rob Dillingham, that's somebody that great off the bench. For the Timberwolves, that's great. That's something that they need, coming off the bench and being able to score at a high clip. But one of the biggest things that works against Rob is the fact that he's undersized. So when you look at the league right now and the trajectory of the league, all the players are getting taller.
Taller and taller.
When you look at Wemby, he's a 7'4" guy that's doing sham gods. He's a guy that's really doing whatever he wants on the floor. So teams nowadays, if you're smart, if you're thinking about the future, you want a bigger lineup. You want a 6'8" guard, a 6'8" point guard, that's going to facilitate. You want a point forward. You want somebody that's like a LeBron James. Even you will take a Ben Simmons, in situations like that for Wembanyama. You know what I mean? Because you need somebody that's going to facilitate. And then we saw one of the major reasons why they make a move like that is to get a guy like CP3 in. Is to bring a veteran presence to be able to create for Wemby, to be able to be that number one guard, and then Stephon Castle can learn under him and learn how to develop and be that playmaking guard that the Spurs are going to need. So I ultimately think that was a good move for the Spurs, but I also think that was a smart move for the Timberwolves as well. So, like, no one really lost in that trade. When I first saw it, don't get me wrong, I was reacting like, man, they should have kept bro. Like, because I would have loved to seen Rob Dillingham with Victor Wembanyama, see how that matches up. Yes, that would have been cool. But at the end of the day, you got to think about the longevity of this organization, what they're looking for, what their trajectory is. They spent the first 3 months trying to play Jeremy Sohan at point guard with Victor Wembanyama, and that was not it. That was not it. But their idea behind that was they wanted more sizable lineups. They wanted to see what they can make work together. But if you're going to do something like that, you might as well throw Wemby at point guard.
Right,
if you're going to do that, you might. If you want the ball in his hands more, just give him the ball. But I think that's good. That's cool. And then there's a lot of talk in the draft this year. A lot of players that have been drafted. We're talking first. And then this year, the second round was actually televised. This is the biggest second round in NBA history in my eyes. And a large part of being a huge second round was Bronny James being selected at number 55 to the Lakers. Do you think that Bronny James will be a Laker great? What do you think about Bronny James being the number 55 pick?
Man, a lot to be said. I'll start by saying this.
His tone.
I'll start by saying this, man. I think Bronny James can play basketball. I think he can play ball.
Dang, are you Jaylen Brown?
You said, am I Jaylen Brown? What
Are
you
you
mean?
Jaylen Brown, bro, right now? I'll let you finish. I'll let you finish. Okay, I'll let you finish.
I think bro can play ball. Like, I have no gripe against him playing ball. And then also, I think there's a lot of just trolling and onus on him. He's the second round 55th pick. Why are we expecting superstar status from the kid? You know what I mean? I just want to see the kid go out and play, some hard-nosed basketball, be aggressive, shoot the basketball, defend hard. You know what I mean? Like, that's all we really want to see from him. I do not think he's going to be this grand superstar. I do think that he will be an impactful player. I do think that he will make some much needed, give them some much needed fire and energy. But again, I don't think that he'll come in and change the entire franchise. Or I don't. Also, speaking back to what I said earlier, I think that the Lakers could have utilized the pick to do something to solidify the future of the franchise. I don't think picking Bronny James solidifies the future of the franchise. So that's why I made the comment earlier and why I said what I said. But again, the kid can play, and I don't think we should expect superstar status or superstardom from him. Maybe it evolves to that. Maybe it does change. Maybe something happens. But for now, I just see him as a good role player and a good impactful player, and I think he'll get some minutes, in this coming up season.
Yeah, I think that you make a very good point. I think that the trajectory of Bronny's career it definitely can go a lot of different ways. From what I've seen of him so far in Summer League, struggled in his first few games, which a lot of players do. A lot of people do. He's a young guy. He's coming off of, a heart surgery or heart complications. And take it from me, I've dealt with heart problems in my basketball career, which has kept me off the court, kept me a little bit more apprehensive than I want. I don't want to necessarily push myself to those limits. And it took me some time to really trust myself again. So, getting back on that horse is harder than most people think. At that age, you don't think that you're going to deal with a heart injury or complications and stuff like that. So I want to take that into consideration. But then lately, his game has been picking up. You know what I mean? He has been scoring a little bit more efficiently. He has been putting up shots and being able to convert. And then when we look at players like Jaylen Brown saying, I don't think Bronny is a pro, and then redacting that statement is kind of crazy.
Right.
Because in his first few games, he went like 1-2 for 16 in his first few Summer League games.
It happens.
So it's too early to judge. You know what I mean? You really don't know what someone's career is going to be after Summer League. You still got to see a little bit more. He has been improving. His scoring around the rim has been getting a lot better. What has surprised me and what I love to see from him is defensively.
Yes.
What he's been doing. I think I saw a game he had like 3 blocks. 3 blocks at 6'1" is crazy.
Defend.
You know what I mean? He reminds me of myself. So it's like it's great to see a player like that given some leeway, getting some run. I know he's been out of the Lakers lineup a little bit too because he's been dealing with like maybe some ankle soreness. Again, give it time. You know, let the guy breathe. You know, let him get his foot in underneath him. He's playing with new players. You know what I mean? Like he's never played with a lot of these guys before. You know what I mean? So everybody's at summer league trying to get theirs. You know what I mean? They're not playing as a full cohesive unit. With a guy like Bronny James, you know what I mean? Seeing the things that he's been able to do athletically, I'm really excited for. You know, I think his handle looks decent. He ain't just getting it taken from him. You know what I mean? He's getting to where he needs to go.
He ain't get bullied.
He's
bullied or anything like
he's
that.
taking good shots. You know, so when it comes to that, I don't know if he'll be necessarily a Laker great. But the last thing I do wanted to say about this, that's what I wanted to touch on. I see Bronny James, like the ceiling of his career is being like a Rajon Rondo.
Okay.
That's the ceiling of Bronny James' career. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A guy that you can trust. You know what I mean?
Mad at that.
A guy that you can trust to run your offense. A guy that's going to play hard defense. A guy who's going to do a little bit of everything. But I haven't seen the passing ability like Rondo just yet. But I think he's a better shooter than Rondo early in his career. So if he can learn to facilitate an offense like that and make those tough passes, then that's the ceiling. I'm not saying he's like Rajon Rondo just yet, but that's the type of player I can see him being and how he can make his pathway to be a great.
Right. I agree with that. That's not a bad choice or comparison at all. I think, especially with Rajon Rondo's trajectory and the way he became a great, I think I can totally see that and see him having the similar impact.
And while we're I want to touch on the last couple of things. Like there's, we talked a little bit at the draft. You said the biggest winners, right? And the reason why you said it's the biggest winner is because they came from a different country, France. You know what I mean? Taking some of the people in the top, couple of picks in the lottery and stuff like that. So the first two picks were from different countries. Do you think that this is the change in the league that we're going to see? Because in recent years, a lot of international players have been the most dominant players in the league. We got the Lukas, the Giannis, the Jokic, you know what I mean? Now, do you think we're seeing a shift of American talent kind of taking a back seat to foreign talent? Or do you think we're about to see a surge in foreign dominance in the NBA?
I think we are definitely about to see a surge of foreign dominance in the NBA, and I think it's largely attributed to their development. We talked about it before. It's largely attributed to their development and the way that they play basketball coming up from the way they're trained and the amount of training they go through versus the live games they're actually playing. And it equips them and gives them the abilities that they are literally coming over here kind of steps ahead of the NBA players that are being developed. So that's why you see guys like that. And they're also able to be developed a little bit easier or better than some of these guys that are over here that have to unlearn some of the bad habits they've been taught or, came up with. So I think that we are definitely going to see a surgence of international talent coming over here and really staking their claim in their dominance for sure.
No, that's a good point. I definitely agree with that. And I think that, I agree with it from the sense of, things being able to change over from their professional life and, the transition from their professional life in Europe or overseas to their professional life here is way different. Like, American players, they have a professional life, right? These athletes at a young age, their professional life is AAU.
Right.
Their professional life now is, college. Their professional life is G League. You know what I mean? All those different ways that they're learning and that they're playing basketball does not help them develop the same way as playing pro internationally, though. You get somewhat of the same feel that you would get playing NBA pro basketball now. And then also the differentiation or the differentiating factor in, these European players being able to come over and make an immediate impact or change. And some of these, NBA players that may have played in the G. Also, in my opinion, why I feel like the NBA G League shut down their Ignite team, because that was the opportunity for young players to be able to come and play right away and play as pros. I feel like they shut that down because, one, the cost of living in the United States is way different than the cost of living in Europe. So these European players are able to make money, play pro, and not worry about the cost of living, right? When you play pro in the States, depending on where you're playing, the cost of living is so high. Even with the G League, their salaries, they're not able to really support that same type of lifestyle to where these guys can just focus on basketball. You know what I mean? It's a lot more going on. They have a lot more distractions, and that's why I feel like it's a little different here than, you know, overseas. And overseas, like you mentioned, they're doing this, learning how to manage their own finances, learning how to play the professional game, learning how to play basketball the right way at 16, sometimes at 14, maybe if not younger. You know, our guys, they don't get a real opportunity to do that until they're 17, 18. So their mental, you know, like the development of them and their maturity as a man, as a young man is different. And their development and maturity in the game is different. I think we are going to see a change right now where foreign dominance is really taking precedence over American dominance, but we do have some very good American players.
Absolutely.
I think that we need to figure out a way to have a more professional brand of basketball that's being played for some of our younger, you know, generations. AAU's not hitting it. Overtime Elite is doing it a little bit,
Yeah, they are.
but I'm still not quite sold on it. It still seems like so much entertainment.
Gimmicky a little bit.
Not really just like highly competitive basketball. And it's been great because we saw a lot of players that were like, I didn't think that this was going to happen, but this happened. A lot of players, they were like, when they got drafted, they said, coming from Overtime Elite or coming from it. I'm like, yo, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's something that the JBA or LeVar Ball wanted to happen. He wanted that, but he wasn't able to pull that together. Overtime has done some great things, and they have actually done that. And I've also seen some things from like Ball is Life, for example, like with the Big Three. The Big Three, now that they're bringing Ball is Life players over, they're like a part of Ball is Life teams. And I'm like, wait, hold up. That's crazy for me that like our spaces and these social media or these media companies are getting enough together to be able to create these leagues or do these things to where leagues like the Big Three or the NBA are recognizing
That's a lane now.
You know, that's a lane now for you to be like, dang, like, oh, I can go play with them for a little bit, get my game right, and then I can eventually, because of the exposure I'm getting, go somewhere else. Next chapter, we might see that from them. So y'all stay on the lookout. It's a lot of different things that are creating new lanes and spaces for guys to go play professional ball. And I think that as that develops a little bit, we're gonna be in a better position moving forward. What NBA players are you excited to see that were drafted this year?
My biggest, I guess, who I'm most excited to see is Rob, for sure. I'm super excited to see what happens with him and how he develops and what kind of impact he comes in and makes. You know, his first year, we all know he's a super dynamic player. He's always going to play with that grit, that dog that he has. And so just super excited to see what he does. And then another player that I'm excited to see.
All right, without my notes, I'll be able to tell you who I'm excited to see. I want to see Reed Shepherd, I think that's his name.
Yes.
Reed Shepherd, that's one. I want to say it before he get a chance to say it. Hopefully he don't say it.
Nah, that wasn't my next one.
Reed Shepherd and DJ Stewart. I don't know if DJ was drafted this year, though.
DJ Stewart.
I don't know if he was drafted this year, but the Rockets, they are in really good hands with their young guard core. They got Cam, they got DJ Stewart, they got Reed Shepherd that are, I feel like, are formidable. And then when you think about it, I look at why they didn't offer Jalen Green the max. You know what I mean? They're like, yo, we got some good young guards. We might not have to pay nobody to match for a minute. Right? That's how you But no, for real, like the grit, the hustle, the grind is a little bit different. We got some notes. Or did you end up finding who you?
I did.
Okay.
I just wanted to make sure I was saying it. But my guy Donovan Clingan, definitely excited.
At Portland?
Yeah, over at Portland. See if he can resurrect them Portland Trailblazers, man. I
like Donovan. Don't get me wrong. I like it, but like he in no man's land right now.
He is, but that's why it's exciting for me. Is he gonna fall, to no man's land, or is he gonna be able to kind of give them some spark and some energy?
But they got DA out there too. He can play with DA. They can make a good little team.
Just excited to see what happens.
I want to see how he plays too, because he did go high. But I haven't really heard much about him in
quiet in the summer league.
Yeah, and then what's his name, Alex De Silva or something like that from Orlando Magic.
Orlando.
Yeah, he's been piquing my interest a little bit. I don't know why, but like he's been playing a good brand of basketball.
Yeah.
He plays off the ball.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He plays smart basketball. Plays defense.
It's one of those guys you see. It's like those guys you see
No,
everywhere.
it's Tristan. Is it Tristan De Silva? It's Tristan.
Is
My
it?
bad. I almost messed up his name. I'm glad I called myself Tristan De Silva. Somebody for Orlando Magic. Does a little bit of everything. Plays both sides of the ball. Plays without the ball. Can knock down shots. Do a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
I would like to see how he fits in with the Orlando core.
Those guys are becoming like the most exciting guys to watch. Guys that do everything.
Yeah.
I love watching guys that do everything. Not just the highlight player who's offensively kind of doing this
Yeah.
or that. It's the guys that are everywhere, like hitting loose balls out of bounds or
Yeah,
deflecting
bro.
passes. It's like that stuff is exciting to
The
watch.
game is changing, and one thing that I noticed with like this newer draft class, or like these newer players coming up, like we're starting to get away from highlight basketball, which was really toxic for our culture for a while. And now we're actually getting players that are doing everything, doing the right things, playing the right way, playing defense, and that's what teams are looking for.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And I feel like that is the best direction that we could possibly go for American basketball. I love what I'm seeing, and I think we should continue to draft more guys like that.
Yep.
DJ Stewart, the
Bulls.
But was he drafted?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. DJ Stewart. I knew that was somebody because he.
Undrafted. Bulls picked him up.
Okay, see, look at that. Like he wasn't even drafted, but y'all need to watch out for bro, because bro a bucket.
So that's a little sneak pickup.
Oh, Bozales.
That's what I was trying to say. That's what I was talking about earlier. Montes,
Bozales.
something like that.
Hey, he's from the Ignite.
Ignite. I was just about
He's
to
been
say
playing
the
with
G
Ignite.
League.
He developed a little bit, and he's been playing with some swagger, boy. Let me tell you, boy, been dunking on folks, looking at them, sitting down, like, yeah, bro, you watch your head top and blocking shots. Like, I like that. I like what I see from him. And he's a Chicago guy.
Yes.
He's a Chicago guy. His dream came true. You know what I'm saying? Him and his brother was sitting at the draft like, bro, we was in the basement talking about this, bro. I'm so happy for my brother.
Do you think that supercharges him? Do you think that him being in Chicago will...
I think that's why he's playing with this swagger.
Yeah,
He like this team.
I'm home.
I'm in here. dog.
Home with
I'm
it.
with it. I love what I see from him.
Yeah.
He got that young dog in him. Changing gears a little bit. We talked a lot about the draft. Now I want to touch a little bit more specifically on Summer League. I went out to the Vegas Summer League. I got a little glimpse of what's going on out there. I didn't really get a chance to watch all the games. You know, my schedule's been packed and busy in and out the city. Got a lot of things going on, but I have been able to catch the games and the highlights and stuff like that. And you touched on it a little bit more. Like, do you think Bronny James has too much pressure on him with being a 55 pick?
Absolutely. I mean, it was the most viewed and most watched second round of the NBA draft. You know, to watch this man get drafted. You know, everybody tuned in to see it. I mean, it didn't overshadow, you know, the next pick, but again, they talked about it through a couple picks and things like that. So I think, yes, the onus on him is just like, oh, he's drafted, so, and he's LeBron's son, so he's got to be this great superstar. He's got to come in and he's got to make these huge impacts. He's got to do all of these great things right away. And that's just not realistic for a second round 55th pick on any level. Like, that's just not realistic. Now, if it does happen, that's great. It can happen. You know, a 55th pick in the second round can come through and do amazing, great things. But, it's just too much onus on him. I mean, just let the man come in and do his job. Let him come in and prove himself and prove that he belongs there, you know, and we'll see it for ourselves. We'll see it through his game.
And some notable 55th picks.
Shut up, bro. Ain't no notable 55th picks.
Okay,
Ain't no
let's hear
notable 55th picks, bro.
Patty
Mills went 55.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think that Bronny James was expected to come in, but with the name, you know what I mean, he gets that added pressure. But at the same time, I also don't feel like it's really that much pressure on him to do well. It's that pressure because he has that name.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes, okay.
So it's like, it's not necessarily even pressure. It's just attention, media attention. The media is shining light on him. The NBA is shining light on him because of who his father is. At the end of the day, like, not saying that he got his job because his father is, even though that played into the role. Don't get me wrong. Everybody got ties everywhere, bro. And no matter where you go, if you know somebody, look out for bro. Bring bro in. You know what I'm saying? It ain't always what you know is who you know. You hit it. So it's again, at the same time, I don't feel like there was a lot of pressure on him to perform well, but people do want to see him perform well. He got a lot of fans. He got a lot of people rooting for him, you know what I'm saying? But he do got a lot of naysayers and mad because they want his spot. And they mad because, oh, he was picked 55. I could have been picked 55. Ain't nobody from 55 even mattered, bro. Ain't nobody from 55 mattered. Patty Mills, though. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my guy, Patty. Right. But he different. He played for his national team. He, you know what I'm saying? He's a bucket. He got work. You know what I'm saying? Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like that, yeah. So we gotta look at it like that from that very realistic perspective. And at the end of the day, there was a guy at number 2 who was selected performing worse than Bronny. So I'm not really trying to hear nothing. What do you think about Alex Sarr? You know what I mean? Getting picked 2nd overall. So far, he's shooting 9 of 47. Ooh. You know what I'm saying? That abysmal 19% from the field. He's shooting about 11% from the three-point line. Is this something that the Wizards should be worried about or no?
Ew, man, I mean, that goes into the question about how much does Summer League matter? You know, how is it a glorified pickup game and all these other questions you have about Summer League? But
it's not glorified pickup, let me tell you.
But no, I got you. I'm not saying that.
I just want to throw my 2 cents.
Right. But those are those are the talks. Those are the conversations that people have about Summer League. But like any real baller, no, we always talk about the difference between a critic, someone who's watching it, and a real baller who's actually played the game, who knows what's up. You got to perform regardless, bro. You get inside that rectangle, bro, you got to show up. And he is not showing up in any fashion or form. So it's a little concerning. It's a little concerning because you're stepping on the floor and you're not showing up regardless of what the game looks like or regardless of if it's this, that, or the third. You're playing.
I hear it. You know, I definitely understand that. And I definitely agree once you step into them lines, it's war. At the same time, at the end of the day, it's the Wizards. I'm gonna keep it a buck. It's the Wizards.
It's the Wizards,
what y'all got to lose? What y'all got to lose?
Okay.
What y'all got to let him develop. Let him play some bad basketball for a couple of years.
Just cook.
Yeah, bro, just do your thing. Find your footing.
Figure it out.
Yeah, figure it out.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? We got time.
No harm, no foul. I got you right.
That's what I'm saying. It's the Wizards. We got time. It's not like they're expected to be in the championship or the conference finals, not even the playoffs.
Okay.
So it's like,
fair enough. Fair enough.
Okay, just play your game, bro. Get your shots up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even if we know that you're not the best from these positions, we want you to be the best from these positions at some point. So we want these spots on the floor to be where you're attacking. So maybe you're still, maybe you're still getting your feet wet. You know what I mean? Maybe you're still getting adjusted to the system and what they're going to need from you because maybe that's not how you play. I know if somebody wanted me to come out and shoot 47 shots, it'd be a new role. My arm is a little tired. I just came off playing pro, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a different type of environment and setting. So I wouldn't say be too worried. Wemby also struggled early on getting adjusted to the NBA basketball and stuff like that. Whatever. I don't think that is something that you should be too worried about, but I also don't have high expectations for the guys in this draft. So it's like, I'm not worried, you know, at the end of the day.
So going back to Tom's question, before you go to the next one, do you think the Summer League matters?
Do I think the Summer League matters?
Do you think it matters personally?
Does the Summer League matter? Personally, I think the Summer League does matter because you find all those gems, all them diamonds in the roughs, you know, all the people who perform well, it matters for. All the people who don't perform well, I don't think that you should really pay so much attention to that because it's a small sample size, right? But at the same time, if you're a hooper and you gonna get to it, it's gonna show you gonna get to it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's even the same looking at the USA basketball exhibition games right now, right? The showcases. If guys are getting to it from other countries, you know they getting to it. You know what I'm saying? The same thing with the USA basketball guys. The guys that's getting to it, getting to it. You know, Brian is doing great things, bro. What he just did, bro. At his age, bro.
This is the LeBron we talk about, bro.
Come on, bro. He is leading his team.
That's the cool LeBron.
So it's like, guys that are performing well, we want to see that. But like, if you don't perform well in the Summer League, you still got the season. You still got preseason. Certain things that you can do. And it's the same thing. I want to throw this last thing in here real quick about, you know what I mean? Like, does Summer League matter? Does these exhibition games matter? Do these showcases matter? the WNBA versus the USA basketball team. That was a competitive game, bro.
Yeah.
I wish I could see that in the NBA All-Star game, bro.
Actually, that'd be
They was hooping because they had to compete.
Yeah.
The USA basketball team is playing for pride and playing like, no, I'm ramping up to get ready to go for a gold medal.
Yep.
And then the WNBA side is like, hey, I should have been on that team.
I should be on that
and
squad.
now y'all missing
out.
Yeah. You missing out because she was letting that thing fly. Caitlin. You know what I'm saying? Getting 10 almost 11 assists, which is a WNBA All-Star record. So, again, those players that really get to it, going to get to it regardless. So, I like to see that, and that's what matters, right? The poor performances is basketball, right?
Yeah.
Basketball, you're going to be good. Sometimes you're going to be hot. Sometimes you're not going to be hot. And you might have a good week. You might have a bad week. We know that. Some of the best scorers in the game is like that for Kyrie Irving, Steph Curry. You know what I mean? Like, they're not always on their best game, and they might have a weak slump. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? They might have a 2-week slump. You know what I mean? That happens. That does not negate your ability to play good basketball.
They find something else to do. I was just going to say, they find another
exactly. You got to find something else to do. So, with that being said, who has impressed you thus far in the NBA Summer League?
The big fellas, man. The big guys that's been on the glass and been a present. I think the big, because of the size of the league is like kind of rising, I think the bigs are just kind of back on that tear. I mean, that age of Timmy Duncan is coming back. Mm-hmm. That back to the basket, that touch around the rim, that off the glass. Guys like Zach Edey, you know what I mean, showing up and showing out. The game winners, he's, tipping last minute buckets in. He's saving, plays, tipping it out offensively, giving second chances. Possession after possession, not taking a possession off, defensively, offensively, again, around the glass, protecting it, defensively, getting stops, a lot of blocks, and then offensively, keeping possessions alive, whether it's tip-ins or giving us another chance at, a bucket off the shot clock. So, yeah, I'm just excited to see a lot of the bigs that are really impacting the game and really bringing that back to the basket, big man game back to the game.
Okay, cool. I like that, yeah. I feel them, though, on the sentiment of, like, there are a lot of big guys playing right now in the Summer League that are making an impact for their team, and it's kind of hard to keep track of them.
Yes.
It's kind of hard to keep track of them, their names, like what team they're with, if they were just drafted, if they've been around for that's a tough thing with Summer League. So I get it. I definitely understand it's hard. So I agree with you as far as the bigs and their ability to be able to make an impact now in today's day and age, because we're seeing a big transition in the game in my eyes. I feel like we're getting back to fully playing good basketball, and they ain't just chucking up shots, bad shots or whatever. So I share that with you. I agree. The bigs, it's been exciting to see a lot of the bigs. But players I've been most excited to watch, I mentioned them already. Reed Sheppard and DJ Stewart. Very excited to watch. And the reason why Reed Sheppard is like that is because, like I mentioned, it reminds me, I touched on it, I said, Rob Dillingham reminded me of Devin Booker, similar to Reed Sheppard. He reminded me of Devin Booker but he's more like Devin Booker in my eyes. Like, you didn't see a lot of his ability to be able to carry an offense in college. You saw him as more of a shooter, somebody who was knocking down, playing his role within the offense. You see him on Summer League, boy got wiggled to the game, bro. Bro hitting them with hezzies, floaters, controlling the offense, controlling the flow, and I like seeing that from him because I didn't expect to see that from him.
Right, okay.
You know what I mean? So, like, that's one person that really surprised me and impressed me so far in Summer League, or impressed me during Summer League to see. And really made me look at the Rockets like, okay, why y'all not offering certain guys like the max? And it's like, no, we see
something coming.
Yeah, he played with, is it Cam Whitmore? On the Rockets, I think he was a guy who impressed last year during the Summer League. And, seeing him and Reed play together, I think he threw him a crazy alley-oop. Bro threw it down so nasty, but the way that Reed set that up.
He caught a body on that one? Was
kinda,
it like he
Kinda.
Dude came through, I think I seen that one.
Yeah, it was tough.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So to see something like that happen so early with those two guys, it's like really exciting, and I'm impressed, and I want to see what's to come for the Rockets, because they have great coaching staff. They have a great team, so hopefully they'll be able to integrate Reed into their rotation this coming season. And so I touched on him a little bit earlier in the podcast, Zach Edey. You know what I mean? Zach Edey, his odds for Rookie of the Year has soared since Summer League. Do you think he will win it? And should Zach Edey be the favorite for Rookie of the Year this coming NBA season?
I think that's in the talks. I think again, speaking about those bigs that are coming and being super impactful with that back to the basket game, right? He's not a Wemby. He's not going to take you off the dribble and take you to the cup, but his impact is going to be just as big, defensively and offensively with that presence in the paint. So, I mean, I think he's definitely going to be in those discussions for Rookie of the Year for sure. And to go back to the play, it's Montes Buzelis.
Yeah. Talk about
that. I like watching his game. The Bulls. Yeah, the Bulls picked him up. And yeah, just a kid, right, just cares a lot, bro. Like, you could just see it in his game. Anthony Edwards is kind of the same type of player, just cares. Possession after possession, he's going to play.
Ron Holland. Ron Holland, another name. Another name. That's somebody that I like to see, too. He's been playing kind of similar to Wade. Been playing hard on both ends, and shout out to the Detroit Pistons. They're getting something right. They're getting something right over there.
See some light.
And, yeah, we talked on Zach Edey a little bit earlier in the pod, and you know what I'm saying? I think his odds were like plus 6,000 prior to Summer League, and now he's at plus 600, which is like crazy.
Yeah.
You know, now he's the favorite. But we talked on the pod, man. I've been talking about Bro for a minute, and I said whoever got Bro, he gonna do it.
He was a sneaker
He's gonna
pick.
do it. He mature. He knows his role, and he's gonna play the big role, bro. Like you can't teach size.
No,
you can't teach size, bro. Like he spent his time at Purdue owning in on how to be a good big man, bro. Like, and how you gonna be mad at somebody like that? You know what I mean? So it's like I told everybody he's going to be a good parent with any wiry framed power forward center type of dude. Jaren Jackson, oh my gosh, I say he would have went good with Chet. You know what I'm saying? If OKC could have got their hands on him, you know what I mean? He was just he's the prototypical center that you need.
Yeah, no,
and that
big
you
time,
want.
big
You need
time.
somebody that's gonna stand around the rim, doing all this like the
Yep.
inflatable pool, man. You know what I'm saying? Grabbing boards, smacking shit over the left shoulder, over the right shoulder, hook shots, tipping it in around the back. Bro, got it.
A guy that's gonna give Wemby some problems.
Exactly, bro. Like that's what you need, and that's what you're looking at. You're looking for. You need players like that, and that's why, you know what I mean. On a different note, I'm happy that Joel Embiid decided to play with the Olympic team, the USA basketball team. Although he is struggling with injuries and stuff like that, he is the type of guy that brings that type of size. Yeah. So when you go against a Jokic, when you go against a Wemby, when you go against some of these other teams, he's going to be big for us because, AD and Bam are great.
Excuse me.
And I like that duo. I like how they rocking. But you're going to need somebody with a little bit more girth in there, you know what I'm saying, mucking some stuff up.
Leaned on all day, man.
Exactly. So when we look at all these things, you know, I mean, we talked a little bit about Rookie of the Year favorites and stuff like that. Who is your dark horse to win Rookie of the Year?
Explain what you mean by dark horse a little bit.
Somebody who's not an early favorite now anymore. We're not talking about the guys we kind of talked about already, the Reed Shepherds, the Zach Edey, some of the guys that have shot up, you know, and now are favorites to win Rookie of the Year, or some people that are really talked about. Who is your dark horse for a Rookie of the Year? This man Ty need notes.
I don't need notes. I like to just browse, you know, because I might miss somebody.
All right. Anyway, well, I talked about him a little bit. Rookie of the Year, early Rookie of the Year. I think I can say dark horse is DJ Stewart.
Yeah, you've mentioned him a few times.
I have.
So I think he's got your eye for sure.
He got my eye. I feel like he's playing in a place in Chicago where they're getting rid of, you know, DeMar DeRozan's not there anymore. Zach LaVine could potentially be traded. They're going to need a premier guard to play with Montes Buzelis, or come on, I wish I could get his name right. My fault, bro.
No, Buzelis. I think you just said it.
Montes
Buzelis.
But yeah, I think that he's going to have some opportunity to be able to learn, make some mistakes, especially with the way he's been performing. So I would say that DJ Stewart is my dark horse Rookie of the Year. And then very, very deep dark horse, I would say Justin Edwards with the Philadelphia 76ers.
No, you got that right.
Oh, I want to give a shout out to my guy Cody Williams with the Utah Jazz too. That could also be big fan of J-Dub, you know what I'm saying, my guy Jalen Williams. So it would be great to see his brother. His brother got a lot of game. Cody got a lot of game, can handle the ball. We just got to see him get more minutes with the Jazz, in my opinion. If they're able to trade Lauri Markkanen, which I heard that they're looking to potentially trade him, the Golden State Warriors are trying to get him pretty bad. We don't know if that's going to happen. But shout out to Cody Williams.
One of those undersized guards that's going to make a big impact. Yeah, no, I
So
think
Ty, who's your dark horse?
I definitely like a guy like Cody Williams being an undersized guard that's making huge splashes.
Undersized guard? Cody Williams is not an undersized guard.
Is he not undersized?
I swear Cody Williams is like 6'8".
All right. Maybe I'm thinking about the wrong person.
Yeah.
For the Utah Jazz, I thought he was a guard.
Yeah, he is a guard, but he ain't undersized.
He's not an undersized guard. 6'8".
Bro, 6'8". Yeah, bro, 6'8".
I'm tripping. I'm thinking about somebody. Who else did they get? Who else did the Jazz get? Did they get a guard?
Jazz got Cody Williams in the first round, and then the second round they got Kyle Lebowski.
Nah, he's too big. Yeah.
Ain't talking about him. I don't know who I'm
You
talking
talking
about.
Are you talking about
Little guard they have. I think he's got like little dreads or
You
something
talking
like
Boogie
that.
Ellis
It might be.
over at Sacramento?
I thought he was at Utah. The guy I'm talking about, I thought he was with Utah. Was watching some highlights and it must have been somebody else.
That's the thing when they be using players that's still in the league.
It's tough. My guy Xavier Moon was in the summer league. You know, he played with Orlando Magic. You know what I'm saying? And it's tough. Like, yeah, you got some vets in there. And I think the thing with Xavier Moon, just want to say this real quick. Xavier Moon, I think he only played with the Orlando Magic Summer League was just to understand the offense, get some more touches, get some burn, play, stuff like that. Because, like, there's no he didn't really need to be there in my eyes. So I think that's what they were trying to see, kind of how he fit into their flow of offense and stuff like that. Because I could see him with the Magic. The Clippers definitely missed one on that one. Side note, want to talk about Brody going to go play with the Nuggets. We're going to talk about the podcast and some of the bigger movers and shakers and stuff like that. But that's a huge pickup for the Nuggets. We're going to touch a little bit more on that. But yeah, I mean, that's all I got for y'all today. I appreciate y'all tuning in. If y'all see me on the streets, make sure y'all say what up. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. We got tons of topics coming to you guys every week. Make sure y'all check out Bionic Battlegrounds, the series. Subscribe to me on YouTube. We got a lot of cool things. I dropped a couple of vlogs. We're going to be dropping a lot of content like wildfire. Actually, one more thing before I go. I got a package in. So I'm going to do this impromptu with y'all. If I can get some scissors or something to cut this with. This is very spur of the moment. Do not want that. I got a package in. And since we are tuning in, if y'all are tapped in right now, just got a package in from one of the partners. I want to say shout out to them for always showing me love. And if you made it this far and this deep in the podcast and you've been listening, and you've been a supporter, I want to give y'all an opportunity to win something, man. Hold up, let me get this box open really quickly here. All right, there we go.
Here.
Yeah, I should have just used my hands in the first place. Y'all know I got them strong.
Hey, man. That's how you open these packages.
Right? I'm losing my hat. I'm losing everything. There we go. All right. So, big shout out to Ethica, the brand, man. They definitely hooked it up for your boy. Got a new bucket hat. Brand new bucket hat. I'm excited for this. Got tons of goodies. Got Ethica trucker hat. We got an Ethica workout hat, the camo. This is definitely going to be one of the giveaway items. So make sure y'all are sub to the channel, subscribe. Make sure y'all follow me and that Fly Guy Ty on Instagram.
Yes, sir.
Also, make sure you follow Talk That Talk on Instagram to be entered. And then we have a ton of other things. We got some shorts. I don't know if you're a man or you're a woman, they, them, whatever. We got some boxers. I know some people like to wear boxers on any occasion. We got flavors for everybody. So we got, man, I could go through this whole box, guys. I could go through all this. But just know that we have tons of products, tons of things we're going to be giving away. So make sure y'all subscribe. Appreciate all y'all support. Got some really big announcements coming soon. So I'll see y'all next time. Peace.
Peace.